Hello everyone and welcome back to our blind let's play of Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney. My name is FlightlessBird and this is your story-based gaming channel, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day today. Let's jump right in, let's not waste any time. I do not like to waste time on this channel by having this long opening, so we're talking to Angel Star, and we're talking about the Dark investigation. Joe Dark. That's a name I'll not soon forget. We trailed him for half a year. Oh, the pressure. Still, I don't think I was ever more alive than I was then. Those days were steamier than a bowl of hot gravy. Poor old Jake Marshall, though, must have been going through hell. You mean because of his brother's death? They were close, those two. After Neil died, somebody took over Jake. He became obsessed. Seeing Jake like that made her all the more desperate. Her? Lana Sky. My sister? The best of the best were put on that SL9 case. Of course, they were led by that legendary duo. Lana and Chief Gaunt. After case closed. That legendary pair was the reason we were able to keep up our investigation. That's why we were so shocked over how it turned out. You mean, with the forging of the evidence? Don't get me wrong. Joe Dark got what he deserved. Still, it was obvious the evidence produced in court was being manipulated. Items our team never found would suddenly appear, while other items were kept secret. But you don't have proof anything illegal was done. I'm proof enough of what happened. Huh? After that case, all of us save Goodman were relieved of our duties. Most without even so much as an explanation. Then Lana Sky transferred to the prosecutor's office and became chief prosecutor. Lana always wanted to be a prosecutor. Nothing's quite as simple as it appears. Huh? Lana Sky was merely being used as a pawn. That's my take on the matter. She was being used? Yeah, by Chief Gaunt, right? Legendary duo. Damon Gaunt and Lana Sky. Gaunt led the investigation with Lana second in command. They were the best. They solved all kind of cases together, didn't they? Damon Gaunt's magnetism in particular was almost unreal. His, magnetism? I can say that word. By that, I mean his ability to attract evidence. He produced the most incredible evidence in the cases he handled. Incredible evidence? You mean? Oh, yes. There were rumors about him even back then. No one dared confront him, though. I take it she's talking about forged evidence. Back then, everyone looked up to Lana. All the detectives wanted to be like her. Huh? Really? Oh, yes. Myself included. I was a fool, really. She hated anything crooked and always watched out for the other detectives. That's why she was so concerned for Jake. Mr. Marshall. When Jake's brother was murdered, she felt it as if she had lost her own brother. If it wasn't for her, I don't think Jake would have ever recovered from his shock. That's what makes it all the more infuriating. Miss Star. That's why I'll never be able to forgive her. Why did she have to turn so cold after that? All the dots. Aw, poor Emma. Emma. Being used. Lana transferred to the prosecutor's office 2 years ago, didn't she? Yes. Thanks to Chief Gaunt's powerful influence. Chief. That's right. Having solved the SL9 case, his position as chief was secured. There was only one thing left for him to control, and then no one could stand in his way. The prosecutor's office. Wait, what? You mean that's why Lana was transferred? If he could control the chief prosecutor, he could control the prosecutor's office. That must have been his goal all along. But how could he control Lana? I don't know, but one thing's for sure. Ever since that case ended, she's never been the same. It's only logical to conclude there must have been a reason for her change. At last, I'm finally getting close to the bottom of this ugly mess. Thank you, Miss Star. You listen to me, rookie. It takes more than just ingredients to create fine cuisine. I hope you turn out to be a better chef than I've been. Yeah, alright. I don't think showing the evidence is really going to help here. What I would like to do is go to the High Prosecutor's office. And no, I'm sorry. It's been a couple days since I played because life has been busy. I need to go to the police department. And I need to go here because I need to talk to not detective, Gumshoe. Right. Detective Gumshoe, right. February 24th, Police Station Criminal Affairs Department. Oh, you're back. You're still here? I gotta make 150 copies of these files. Brewing coffee, copying files. I'm turning into a regular DJ. You're a DJ as well? If I'm not mistaken, I think he means desk jockey. All the dots. Oh, that DJ. I gotta admire your persistency, but my answer's still no. Huh? I'm not letting you in the chief's office, period. It'd be my neck on the line, pal. That office is the last crime scene in the SL9 incident. I had to take a look in there. There's got to be something we can do to make the detective change his mind. There sure is. We gotta show him the resignation letter. What's that crumpled up piece of paper? What the heck am I? No way! Mr. Edgeworth can't be serious! Is he ever not serious? I can't believe they pushed him this far! Mr. Edgeworth, he really feels responsible. When I first met him, thought he was as cold as ice, too. But I know different now. He trusted us detectives to provide him with sound evidence, but we betrayed him. Detective. Oh, thinking dots. Well, that's it. I made up my mind. But here, take my ID card. We can't do that. If someone found out, they wouldn't let you off the hook with another lost item report. Look at me. It's no secret that I'm already out of the loop. After all, I'm friends with Mr. Edgeworth. Depending on how this case turns out, I may already be as good as terminated. Wait, what? So at least, do me this. You know, for Mr. Edgeworth's sake. All right, detective. Thank you. Gumshoe's ID tucked swiftly into pocket. Yes! Police Department ID card allows access to areas of the PD open to detectives. Let's do it. We can finally get into the chief's office. February 24th. police department. Chief's office. Here goes, Mr. Wright. Click. Beep. We're in. We're in! Yeah, that's exactly what I just said. Wow. If anyone finds us now. Detective Gumshoe's a goner. Oh, that happens. I'm counting you to bail me out. Wait, what? Did you follow us? Eek! Ah! Sorry, I thought you were a ghost. I didn't even know you could slap a ghost. Aww. Ah! Detective Gumshoe. What are you doing sneaking up on us like that? Well, I wasn't sneaking. I was just worried that, something might go wrong. So I came to. I like Gumshoe. I mean, look at that smile. Look at that laugh. Just such a genuine good guy. Well, if you're here, then what's the point of giving us your ID card? Gumshoe's ID crushed and rendered unusable in pocket. Hey, don't do that to my card. I hardly ever get a chance to come in here. So I figured I'd have a look around myself. Besides, we're all in this together now. You really do want to get fired, don't you? Well, not if we're lucky. Now, come on. Let's see if we can find out. I've got a bad feeling about this. Chief's office. That desk on the other side of the room. Was that your sister's? Yes. That's where I was waiting for Lana. On that day 2 years ago. Is anyone using it now? No, sir. This is entirely Chief Gaunt's office now. He practices a strict policy of preserving the crime scene. Well, that's a strange reason to leave it here. Yeah, he leaves as a warning to everyone else. He wants us to always be alert. Yeah, told us so himself at a New Year's party. Well, of course, he was pretty intoxicated at the time. I see. So, ever since Lana left, no one ever touches that desk? Well, no one except, Chief Gaunt. And the cleaning lady who's in here each morning. Still, 2 years have passed since that incident. There can't possibly be any clues remaining. You never know, Chief Gaunt. Well, can I ask you something? Sure. You only came here to look around, right? Because it's one of the SL9 crime scenes? I mean, that's your only reason for coming here, isn't it? All the dots? Why do you ask? Well, you don't think. Nah, you wouldn't be. Nah. All the dots. Nah, there's no way. Never mind, don't worry about it. Well, okay then. Let's look around a bit more. Well, hey, hold on, not so fast, buddy. Huh? What is it? When someone tells you don't worry about it, it's supposed to start bothering you, pal. You don't just let it go at that. So sorry, this guy's starting to get on my nerves. Okay, so what's bothering you? Well, you two don't, think. That Chief Gaunt, he might be a suspect. Do you? What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Well, we've gone over this before. We think Gaunt is probably the most suspicious person. He has the means, he has the ability, he has the tools, he has the power to make everything happen. And the fact that we thought there was a murder in the evidence room and it turned out to be false means the person who told us that had to have been lying, which was the chief. I mean, it kind of does make sense, right? The real question is why? What's the motive? Do you think he was the serial killer of a bunch of years ago? Or is Dark really the killer? See, that's the question that I need answered. What? He's right, Mr. Wright. What do we think of him? Chief Gaunt. So it's finally come to this. And that's one of the things I like about this game, is that this game doesn't try to, like, suddenly surprise you with, aha, I'm the killer. It throws suspicion at the characters you know, and by throwing suspicion at the characters you know, you're left thinking, wait, now that the game told me this, it can't be true, right? But it could still be true, which does a really good job at just like sowing doubt in your mind. And I really appreciate that about this game. What do I think of him? Perhaps it's best I don't divulge my feelings. Yet. Well, there you go. Ignoring me again. Alright, let's, before we look around the office, though, I do want to give this office a good spray down. So, let us make sure this place is completely sprayed down. I'm thinking that any evidence would probably be on the other side of the room. But still. Just making sure. Like, I'm expecting to see something here. You know, by the desk. Like, right there. Don't worry, I'll come back to it. I'm just spraying the rest of the room. I don't see anything else. So let's go ahead and uncover this. Wow, this area must have been covered in blood. Is this from that incident? It must be. When Prosecutor Neil Marshall was murdered. Wow, this stays for 2 years? I actually don't know how long this stays. 2 years have passed, so the reaction's kind of dull. So a murder really did take place here. Alright. Let's look around the room, shall we? We'll go left to right because you know how I always say left is right. Ah, look at that giant window. Makes you want to crash through it and jump outside. This is the 15th floor. I know, I was just saying. Saying what? Well, ever since making detective, I've always dreamed about doing something like that. Note to self, Detective Gumshoe has a lot of dreams. So long as he doesn't go crashing through that window when he gets fired. Don't say that. Yeah, I know. Don't hurt yourself, Gumshoe. We love you too much. These shelves are mostly empty. Lana must have cleaned them out when she transferred over to the prosecutor's office. There's a small picture frame on the left shelf. Hey, this is when Lana and I went to that theme park. Oh, the dots. Aw, poor girl. So easy to make you feel for Emma, you know? This was Lana's desk. It sure is tidy. Lana's always been a meticulous cleaner. There's not even any dust on it. Looks like somebody's still keeping it clean. Does Lana ever come back here? No. Chief Gaunt must still keep it clean in memory of their partnership. They were the stuff legends were made of. Does he keep it in memory of her or in memory of the crime? Here's a photo. This was taken on that day 2 years ago. The day Joe Dark ran out of the question room and tried to kill Emma. After receiving his award trophy, Mr. Marshall took a picture here. Then went along with Chief Gaunt to question Dark. I bet he never knew he'd be dead just a few hours later. Gee, you think? I can't look at the vase, but maybe I could show Gumshoe the vase. Wow, the cheese organ sure is a sight to behold. Yeah, it is. Like, for real, that thing is amazing.
Occasionally, we hear him playing it from the Criminal Affairs Department.
Well, that's on the 2nd floor, and this is the 15th floor of an entirely different building.
When a detective screws up, the chief calls him to his office and makes him listen to the organ for hours.
What's so bad about that? Music soothes the soul.
Well, after that, detective can't hear anything for days except for the ringing in their ears.
So it's an instrument of punishment. Literally. But aren't the chief's ears affected? Not if they're wearing headphones, or headsets, or... God, what do you call those things? Earmuffs. Right. Or earplugs. Earplugs. That's what I was looking for.
Yeah, all the dits. He never listens to anyone anyway.
Oh, that's great. That's beside the point. God, I wish I had an organ like that. Seriously, it's beautiful. I would learn how to play it, like, guaranteed. I know how to play the keyboard a little, but I never played an organ. So if I had an organ, I would definitely learn how to play it. But the only problem is I wouldn't be able to play an organ in my home because my home's way too small. I mean, living the life I live, I basically have... I have a small apartment where I have a living room, a kitchen, a bathroom, and a bedroom. But you know what? It may not be much, but I'm very appreciative of what I have. Because recently I just bought this place after being a renter for 9 years. And to actually own, you know, even if it's an apartment, it's such a great feeling. You know what I mean? Wow, look at the size of Chief Khan's desk. Speaking of that, when we were here earlier.
Oh, it's you two.
Chief Gaunt. He put that paper he was reading in his desk. I wonder what he was reading.
Well, this looks like a list of evidence.
A list of evidence?
In most cases, the list runs twice as long as this, though.
Hey, look at the case name.
Huh? SL9, isn't it? I wonder what this is doing here.
Hold on, detective. What did you just say? Wait, did he have a list of evidence because he was trying to erase the evidence? I forgot who it was. It may have been Edwin. And one of our recent comments said that the chief asked Edgeworth to pick up a screwdriver from the evidence room. And that may have been a way to, like, frame or set up Edgeworth that he did something wrong. I wonder.
Well, I said, you wonder what?
No. About the evidence list. They're twice as long?
Well, that's right. I guess there wasn't a whole lot of evidence.
Half-size list of evidence. You know what that makes me think? That means there's another list of evidence that was hidden. Or just doesn't exist because there isn't enough evidence. I mean, one of those two have to be true. The list of evidence, it seems too short. Most lists run twice as long. What would the other half of the list be doing here? Wait, is that the other half of... Oh, I didn't even notice that. Oh! I knew it. The chief must be hiding something about the case. Oh, it appears so. I just thought that was a copy of the evidence. Evidence list. List of evidence to SL9 incident was ripped in half, so this part is all I've got. Why can't I look at this? Oh, hello? What is this? That's weird. I wonder what this is. Looks like someone drew some kind of sketch here. What is it? Did you find something? I can't make it out. I better keep quiet about it for now. Huh? Oh, no, it's nothing. Why are your eyes moving about like that, Mr. Wright? I better not forget about this picture. What is the point of this picture? Like, why would someone draw that? Looks like I can still do more on the desk. Wow, look at the size of Chief God's desk. We found this inside the drawer. A list of evidence from the SL9 incident. Mr. Edgeworth had the other half of that list. What would this list be doing here? We better look a little more into this list. I wish I could actually see what's on the list. This is a safe, isn't it?
Well, safe. Well, that word is right with intrigue.
Okay, if you say so. It looks like a code needs to be entered at this panel to open it. Is it 1, 2, 3, 4? Nope, it's a 7-digit number. I think I might know what it is. Really? Really? Sure.
Do you know what it is?
I have a hunch.
Oh, I know. You want to try my birth date? It's...
I just had an idea. No. I know what this is. I have a better idea. Here goes nothing. I know this sounds completely insane, but the code is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7s. Ha! That works! Can't believe it. Bingo.
What number did you enter? Whose birthday was that, pal?
7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7 was the final ID card number on that record.
What?
The number of the mysterious executive officer who entered the room that day.
You mean all those 7s? That ID number?
Yes. I think it 1 7 shy this time. But this can only mean one thing. That's Chief Gaunt's ID number.
Say, anyone care to look inside?
Yes, indeed. Ooh. Ooh, yes. This is a real deal, isn't it? This armor and these weapons.
Sure is, pal. Chief doesn't care for limitations. Imitations.
First the pipe organ, now this armor. Do you know how many taxpayer dollars must have gone into this room?
What? You mean we're paying for this? Well, that's it. I'm not paying 1 cent of my taxes.
You don't have any taxes to pay. You're still a kid.
Shh. Be careful what you say. Who knows? The chief may be hiding in this armor as we speak.
I don't think he'd fit in there.
Even if he did, he'd never be able to get back out. Cut it out. Guys don't know how scary that guy can be.
I think I'm starting to learn.
You can see pretty far from 15 stories up. If you were to drop that suit of armor from here. Well, at first, the chief wanted to use stained glass with his window. Really? Why did he? Well, they say he changed his mind because he wouldn't be able to see the view. Oh. Stained glass or not?
It's a huge window. All right, let's do this.
Is there any money in there? How much does he have stashed away? Look, it's a
It's a piece of evidence?
Aha! It's a shard from a broken cup.
This somehow looks familiar. Where have I seen this before? Oh, come on, Phoenix. Don't play dumb.
There's something else in here too.
Now that, however, what's this? It looks like a piece of leather cloth. Can we do a fingerprint analysis on it?
This is a handprint, isn't it? Well, hey, I saw someone wearing a shirt like that once. You think the chief made up the design?
I don't think so.
Oh, well, it was just a thought.
Is that it? This is all that was in the safe. Apparently so. It's empty now.
It's a piece of cloth with a handprint on it. And a broken shard from a cup.
They look like pieces of evidence.
Yeah, but unless you can prove that they have something to do with the case, I'm afraid I can't just let you take them. After all, it's my neck on the line here.
Great. Now I have to prove the relevancy to get them. How are these two items related to the SL9 incident?
Come on, there's got to be something we could show the detective.
Yep, there is. First I need to bring him up. And then we have to present. And then we have to give him this. Detective Gumshoe, could you have another look at this jar?
Well, I remember when the three of us put that back together. Ah, those were the days.
What do you mean? It was just like yesterday. It's kind of early to be nostalgic. Wasn't this jar a piece of evidence in that case?
Well, that's right. One of the shards had an SL9 instant sticker on it.
Doesn't this ring any bells? You know, that fragment we just found?
Ah, you mean this one? That was in the safe?
Yes, that one. That was in the safe.
All the dots. Huh? Now that you mention it, it's ringing a lot of bells. Well, let's see if it fits.
Yeah, do it. Here, let me see that shard. I'll take a crack at this.
Go ahead, pal. Show us what a rookie can do.
Mr. Wright, here's some glue. If I can piece this together again, I'll prove Chief Gaunt was knowingly hiding evidence. Here goes. I forgot how to do this. Nope. Yes. Nope. There we go. Duh, the blood stain. So obvious. There, it fits like a charm. That of course means Chief Gaunt willingly and knowingly hid a piece of this jar in this safe.
Huh?
In other words, he concealed a piece of evidence from the SL9 incident. I bet you anything is a fingerprint on that.
But, hey guys, get a load of this.
What is it?
Well, this piece you just attached is different from the others.
What is that?
There's a reddish line on it.
A reddish line? That's blood.
I don't get it. Why would Chief Gaunt hide this in his safe?
Unstable jar updated. Evidence from the SL9 incident. Final fragments found in Chief Gaunt's safe. Blood traces.
Hey, look here. It's hard to make out, but there's a dark red stain here.
Looks like blood.
This piece the Chief has is different though. The blood stains on the other pieces are just spots. But this one's a line.
That is odd. You know, I really hope that's not a Japanese character and it just got lost in translation. Although I was told that this game was localized, not translated, by Green River. Thank you for everything, Green River, by the way. So that means that this would not be a Japanese character. It's literally telling me to look somewhere. Can I see anything in the safe? Already seen that. So what is the, what is that purpose? Can we use the, can we present him the fingerprint so we can fingerprint that other thing? Detective Gumshoe, I'd like you to have a look at this.
Hey, I know what that is. So you want to take some fingerprints?
That's a great idea, Detective.
Well, all right, go to town. Sheesh. All the dots.
All the dots. What are you doing? Why are you sticking out your hand like that?
Go ahead, take my fingerprints. I don't want your fingerprints, Gumshoe.
All the dots. It's not your fingerprints we want to take.
Huh?
Come on, this isn't time for jokes. We're talking about that cloth we found in the safe.
Oh, I knew that. You know, the one with the handprint on it, right? Sheesh, where's your sense of humor?
Yep, that's the exact one I need. Okay, Mr. Wright, let's check for prints. Sprinkle the powder on the cloth. Then once they've been absorbed into prints, blow the rest away. What are you, my mom? I have to be told a million times. All right, let's get this over with. So as always, it's best if you just... Why can't I dust? I'm hitting X. Whoa, what just happened? Oh! Oh, you had to select a finger. Ah! That was dumb, man. Let's select the, is this the index finger? I have no idea what fingers are. As always, it's best if you just spray a little bit of, no, yeah. You don't spray a little. You spray the whole bottle onto this thing. You make this thing the rabbit in a snowstorm, and you just cover this thing. You inundate this thing with nothing but a ton of powder. God, I'm so glad there isn't a powder limit in this game. That's not a good print. I get my best shot. That kind of result won't be any good for matching prints. But it does look like we'll get a clear result from this print. Okay, let's try a different finger then. Let's try the middle finger. I don't think it would be the thumb. Like, seriously. Ooh, that looks like a really good print. I think we're gonna get something on this one. Oh yeah. All right. Interesting. That's not God's fingerprint. I wasn't expecting that. So whose fingerprint is this? That's Emma's fingerprint. But why? What? What? But why would that be in a safe? No, how can this be? What are Emma's fingerprints doing here? Hey, you found a match? Whose fingerprints were they? Huh? Oh, it seems the prints are too old. They aren't clear enough to get a match. Oh, that's too bad. I thought there'd be Doc's prints. Why is Emma's prints on? Why is that in the safe? Psst. Hey, you. Over here. What's going on here? What are the kids' prints doing inside the chief's safe? Don't ask me. Let's just keep this information from Emma for now. All the debts. Here, maybe you should hold on to this. Piece of cloth folded and added to the court record. Found in Chief God's safe. Evidence for something, but what? Bears Emma's guy's prints? Well, was I any help? Of course. Thanks to your ID card, we were able to get some hard evidence. Well, now that's not very kind. Well, is it? In other words, wasn't for his ID card, he would have been useless. I'm assuming this is gone. Yep, I was right about that. Isn't that right? You in the coat. Eek! Chief God! We didn't think you'd be back so soon. Fortunately, I'm a man who believes in signs. As I was walking to my meeting, I happened to look out a window. I saw a stray dog run right into a pole. Just then, thought of a certain detective. Do you mean me, sir? Well, now then, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you all to leave. Yes, sir. Sorry. Oh, and you in the coat. Me, sir? Drop off your ID on the way out. You won't be needing it anymore. Oh no! Not Gumshoe. But sir! No! Now, get out! Yes, sir! We'll be on our way too then. Wait. You know you, the one with the, without the spiky hair. Don't go yet. Me, sir?
I'd like a word with you.
But sir, I'm not the licensed scientific investigator yet.
You with the spiky hair. You're free to go. Like heck, I'm not leaving her alone with you.
My Mr. Wright.
No, we need to get out of here. Like right now. Oh look, pal. I told you it once, I told you 1,000 times. The chief's office is off limits. Don't tell me we left her in there. But no, you just had to go sneaking in there like that, didn't you?
I thought you said you didn't care anymore if you were fired.
Well, yeah, but if I knew I'd be like this, never would have said it.
Now that I've seen the evidence Chief Gaunt was hiding in his office, I think I'm finally starting to get the picture. But why has she kept eerily silent about it all this time?
Anyway, you listen to me. I'm gonna try to smooth things over with the chief again. Later, pal.
After that, I heard from Emma. She said the police wanted to ask her some questions, so she'll be busy for the rest of the day. Oh no, that doesn't sound good at all. February 24th, detention center, visitors room. Hey, your sister's in trouble. I see. So the chief asked Emma to come in for questioning. It's no use thinking about it. Tomorrow's the final day in court. I'm committed to doing everything I can to defend you, which is why I'm here. But I've already told you all I can. What you told me over these past couple of days is absolutely nothing. Not a single useful thing. Really? I believe I did mention something quite important. Something I told you right at the beginning. I said that I was the one who stabbed Detective Goodman. You know, I think I finally figured it out, which apparently is news to me. I know it is that's looking behind your words. Well, I understand that part. Oh, the dots. Mia did a good job mentoring you. I'm rather jealous. Huh? It seems Edgeworth was right. Edgeworth? Once you're convinced you know something, no one can persuade you otherwise. Thick-headed is the term he used, I believe. Now's my chance to get her to tell me the rest of the story. All right, my friends. Well, no, I'm not. I don't care about the time right now. I want to hear the rest of the story. Keep it quiet. I have to admit, I was more than a little perplexed at first. You insisted you did it, yet there was no incriminating evidence. That's when it hit me. It's not that you were unwilling to tell the truth. It's that you're incapable of doing so because of a certain individual. What an intriguing notion. A certain individual, you say? So you think I'm protecting this person? No, I think he's blackmailing you. Protecting? No. I think afraid of is more like it. Exactly! I love it when the protagonist and I are on the same page. Huh? If I'm not mistaken, the person in question may have persuaded you to silence. All the dots. For argument's sake, Mr. Wright, who may I ask is this person you're speaking of? The one I'm supposedly so frightened of. Who is this person's name? It's, Chief Gaunt. Obviously. Let's do it. I'm kind of interested if I choose someone else. But no. This is not the time to fool around. Well, Miss Sky? All the dots. Mr. Wright, you are addressing the Chief Prosecutor. Do not forget your place. I take it she's still not ready to spill the beans. My apologies. Could you please tell me a little bit more about what you think you know? Damon Gaunt. We were partners until 2 years ago. I respected him as a detective. Assuming he is respectable, then tell me something. Why would he try to hide his crimes? His crimes? Both you and Edgeworth will be brought before a board of inquiry for what you did. Specifically, hiding and forging evidence. Of course. Those are serious offenses. Why is it, though, that Chief Gaunt's name was never mentioned? Chief Gaunt? Edgeworth didn't know the truth behind the forgery. The only party who could have possibly tampered with the evidence was... me. No. I had access because I was second in command of that investigation.
Okay, yes, that's possible, but you did it under someone else's authority. Yes, you, but also one other, Damon Gaunt.
All the dots. If you intend to accuse Chief Gaunt, you'll need more than just words.
This is scary, you know, trying to go after the chief of police? That is frightening.
Show me proof that Chief Gaunt falsified evidence that case.
Well, we have this, but I don't want to show her that. Instead, we'll show her this. I just found this in his safe in the chief's office. This jar piece and this piece of cloth. I guess it didn't matter. Do you know what these are? The pieces of evidence from the SL9 incident. The person concealing evidence was none other than Chief Gaunt himself. Now tell me, why are you taking all the blame for him?
All the dots. Touché, Mr. Wright. It's as you surmised. I cannot disobey the Chief's orders, even if it means being found guilty of murder.
Why not?
Come now, Mr. Wright. Can't possibly expect me to be able to tell you that. 3 days ago, I had no choice but to cooperate.
In the murder of Detective Goodman.
Or perhaps I should say, follow orders. Yes, that's more accurate than cooperate.
Orders.
Although I can't tell you the details, I can say that I was given an order that day.
I need you to dispose of Bruce Goodman's body. You'll find it inside the trunk of Miles Edgeworth's car. Just as I suspected. Despite what everyone believes, you were not the one who murdered Detective Goodman. So Chief Gaunt murdered Detective Goodman in the evidence room, then took him and dropped him off. Well, wait. What if Edgeworth going to the evidence room to get the evidence? What if Gaunt murdered Goodman? Edgeworth went to the evidence room. Goodman then took the body and put it in the trunk of the car. And then Edgeworth drove back. And then when she went to open the trunk, he like sprang out at her and tried to attack her, so she killed him. Like, I'm starting to see parts of the puzzle, I think. I just don't know how it ends.
Correct.
Like, I don't understand where the I don't understand this picture. Where is it? Like, this picture makes sense. You know, she's opening the trunk of the car. But then there's the other picture of her being attacked. That's the one picture I can't wrap my head around right now.
I was trying to take the body out of Edgeworth's car. The trunk's lock was broken, and I discovered that murder weapon while inspecting the body.
The murder weapon? You mean Edgeworth's knife? Maybe she didn't attack him. Maybe she was taking the knife out of him. Like, all the evidence we have says that she put the knife into him, but if she pulled it out... You know, I'm probably gonna have to go back and cut that part out. Sorry, if you see a cut in the video, it's because I said something that might have been a spoiler for another game, and I don't want to do that, so... Yeah, let's just focus on this game. The murder weapon, you mean Edgeworth's knife?
No. When I found the body, this was the knife stuck in it.
The knife from the SL9 incident. Serial killer Joe Dark's knife.
I couldn't just leave that knife in him. So I took it out and stabbed him with another knife.
Oh, so she did stab... Ah! That's where the picture comes from. That would be Edgeworth's knife.
That's right. Even though he was already dead, my hands were shaking at the thought of stabbing him. That's why I ended up cutting my hand.
And that is the reason for the bandage on your right hand.
Yes, it seems that I got blood on the victim's shoes as well. And then...
Hence the picture.
She saw me just as I plunged that knife in.
Miss Starr, huh? But he was already dead. Ah, I'm finally seeing the full picture here. It makes perfect sense. Why did you need to hide Dark's knife so badly? Dark's knife.
It took a lot of work to finally close the Dark case 2 years ago. It was over with. I didn't want it to be opened again. My intent was to prevent that by whatever means possible.
So, you hid Dark's knife.
The weapon used to stab the detective was evidence in the Joe Darks case. If word got out, which it would, reporters would have a field day with that.
So you wrapped the knife in your scarf and hid it in Edgeworth's exhaust pipe.
Right, then I called my sister.
Why would you do that, though?
To tell her what happened and to ask her to hide the knife that was inside my muffler.
Ah, okay. You asked Emma?
I didn't want anyone on the force to know about this.
That would explain why Emma is so confident about Lana's innocence. Ah.
Speaking of phone calls, I had a bad feeling about one of them that day.
A bad feeling?
The truth is, after I received those orders from Chief Gaunt, the first thing I did was make a phone call. A phone call to Patrolman Jake Marshall.
To Marshall? Why on earth would you call him?
The lead investigator for the S9 incident had been murdered. I wanted that fact to be kept hidden and I needed help. He was the only other person I could trust. Or at least I thought I could trust him at the time. However, it seems that after I spoke to him, he went off on an escapade of his own.
Oh, you mean...
Not wanting the case to die, he decided to take things into his own hands.
He disguised himself as Detective Goodman and tried to steal the evidence.
He had already stolen the ID card, but it seems he still hadn't made up his mind to break into the evidence room. After my phone call, any remaining doubts he had must have disappeared.
So, your phone call caused the incident in the evidence room?
I'm afraid that's all I can tell you.
See, I think I know the full truth over what happened in this case. The only problem is I don't know what happened 2 years ago. And I think that's still important. But Lana,
You've earned my respect, Mr. Wright, both as a defense attorney and an investigator. Now please, don't pursue this any further in court tomorrow.
Tomorrow's trial. There's only one way to drive off Lana's demons. I've got to get the bottom of everything. Detective Goodman's real murderer. And what went down in the chief's office 2 years ago. To be continued. All right, yes! This is kind of exciting because it seems like all 3 of my games I'm nearing endgame. I think we still got a ways to go on Skies of Arcadia. But Silent Hill, I feel like we're ending near game, endgame. And here, I feel like we're nearing endgame. Unless there's a 6th episode, which I'm starting to believe there wasn't because I was told this episode was added on to the first game in the trilogy later, which means they probably didn't add on 2 cases. That would seem like a lot. But I feel like we understand the story. I feel like we know how Chief Gaunt caused everything to happen. But what I don't know still is what happened 2 years ago in that office. I don't know about who the serial killer was. And if the serial killer was Chief Gaunt, yeah, that's a scary proposition. But then again, why did we find Emma's fingerprints in his safe? That doesn't make any sense unless the fingerprints in the safe is the item that he's using to blackmail Lana into submission, because then he would say that Emma was involved in the murder and then try her for murder using her fingerprints. I hope that's true. I hope that's true, because if so, that would make so much sense on why Lana is just blindly going along with this, because she's trying to protect her sister. I'm so excited. I love you all so very much. Thank you for everything. And until next time, so long and take care.
Thank you for watching this video. Feel free to comment on what you saw and what you would like to see next. I always love to hear your thoughts. Please be sure to like and subscribe for more. Also, please do not forget, you matter, you are brilliant, and you are loved. And you should always remember to be true to yourself. Don't let the world tell you any different. Much love to you from your friendly feathered flightless bird. Till next time.